Hello, be very welcome to As Above So Below once again. I hope you had the wonderful new moon in Pisces, and today we're going to talk about this amazing placement that is Venus in Aries. So, with no further ado, let's just jump right in, just like Venus in Aries would do, because Venus is in Aries is all about acting first and thinking later. Okay, Venus, as you know, is it rules Taurus and Libra at the same time. Venus is all about balance, it's all about love, it's all about thinking about the other person, it's all about being in love, in the concept of love, of partnership, of sharing something with someone. Is justice, is dividing, and positioning yourself to mold and at the same time make room to for another person to fit in and be welcome into your life. So Venus in Aries here is in detriment, is completely foreign. It's a foreign ground completely, because if it's Aries is the opposite sign of Libra, you can figure out that Aries is all about um, identity. It's all about pioneering. It's all about acting. It's all about action. It's all about going forward and asking no questions. It's all about aggressiveness, being assertive. It's all about moving. Okay, and sometimes it's movement without um, with any consequence. It's just moving by the sake of moving, and sometimes Aries is this kind of energy that when it's not applied to something more consistent as an earth force, or energy more connected um, to air or to the earth, you have no movement at all. So perhaps you might think today we wouldn't have any important people born under the sun in Pisces and moon in Aries, but actually we have people that are absolute pioneers, just like Steve Jobs, and we have Dave Gilmour from Pink Floyd, and we have Rihanna, and we have Holly Hunter. We have so many, and Isabelle Huppert. We have this perfect storm. We have people that are really trailblazers, that are really pioneers, and they just they prepared the perfect storm, that this very emotional sun, this ego system, this really intuitive and um, imaginative sun, and then this moon that drives them into whatever they want. So being with this placement today, it's a very special day, because we have not only the moon, the waxing moon, the crescent moon in Aries, we also do have Venus in Aries, and we do also have Jupiter in Aries. So it's just like this space where we have to think during this Pisces time, where how do we feel our emotions, how do value ourselves, how do we value ourselves, and how do we want to expand their emotion, because the sun is all about dreams. And as I mentioned before, this particular season, Pisces, is all about dreams, but also facing the nightmares. Okay, because we're going to have soon we're going to have Saturn in Pisces uh, on the 7th of March, and it's so close to this full moon in Virgo. So right now we're thinking about dreams, we're trying to figure out a way to make them true, but also seeing them in a much more realistic light. It's just like, okay, what do I have to do to make this dream come true? Or otherwise, I'm just, daydreaming, and I'm going to face reality later. It's going to happen because in March is going to be perhaps the most important month of the whole 2023. Okay, it's going to be a really, really important month, but we're going to talk about that later. Right now, I want you to think about feelings and about expansion and about the way you feel about being emotional, because most people, they arrive to this time of the year and they're like, oh, Pisces, this is so, I don't know, clingy. They are so clingy, and they don't do much at all. They're no, just real emotional people and artistic, and um you cannot it's not a very easy sun sign to try to define, I guess, because we are the last ones. I'm a Pisces myself, as you already know. If you have seen other videos that I've made, and Pisces is this really inconsistent, really um, sometimes inconsistent, but we are really adaptable. We adapt to the people that are in front of us. We connect with our dreams and our unconscious, and with spirituality and the things that you cannot see, but we can perceive like really easily. We can pick up on any vibration that is around us. That's why we are so, we are like emotional sponges. We are, spiritual sponges. So right now, having this sun in Pisces, in moon and Aries, is just like we are forced to be really connected to our gut feeling. Okay, so Venus is all about what are our passions. Okay, what are the things that we, without any second thought, make us happy, that expands our knowledge and our happiness. We cannot forget that Chiron is also in Aries until 2027. So the most as far as I'm concerned, I think having Chiron in Aries and Venus in Moon and Jupiter is, we, how should I put this in, being completely right to the point. The more we learn to know what are our passions and what are the things that, connect us to ourselves, because Aries is our identity, the more we're going to heal ourselves. That is the power of this crescent moon in this waxing moon in Aries. That's the power of the expansion of Jupiter in Aries, and is also the power of Venus in Aries. What does what is the source of pleasure in our lives? What is the source of expansion in our lives? What is our personality and individuality connected to? Okay, so it's time to follow our guts. Okay, go with our guts. So without any any time left, because time is ticking. There's so much to talk about until the end of the this week, because we have March coming in. We have the predictions for all the sun signs, and there are so many people that are, interested in this, that it's overwhelming, but it's exciting at the same time. So Having Venus in Aries is this desire. So I chose the Ace of Wands. Okay, you have here the Ace of Wands. Let's see if we can, a little bit more bright. We have the Ace of Wands. We have the Knight of Wands, this urgency, okay, and creativity of the Queen of Wands. So I also chose La Femme because it's connected to this feminine energy of Venus, okay, La Lumière, the light, and also the Conqueror. It's not only the female and the moon, it's also the Conqueror. This is Mars. This is the ruler. For me, this is the ruler of all these. This Mars is the ruler of Aries. So he's influencing, is really being really influential for us to follow our gut feeling and to see and feel the light. Okay, so what are the implications of Venus in Aries in all the 12 signs? So you should really check upon your sun sign, but also your rising sign. And if you have any stelliums or placements that are important for you, mainly moon, okay, moon, Mars, Venus as well, you should check on them and see what resonates with you. Okay, I'm for example, I'm much more connected, of course, with Pisces because I have a stellium in Pisces, but for me it's the moon and Mars. I have Mars in Aries, for example, and for me I connect a lot because I have a Mars in conjunction with my North Node in the 11th house. So for me, that energy speaks volumes in my life. Okay, it's really a very important force in my chart. So before I talk about the influence of Venus in Aries in all the 12 signs, I just want to say this, maybe because we are trying to connect with our passions, we're trying to figure out what should we invest, and because Venus is also connected with finances, perhaps we can be carried a little bit, with the money that we spend. So be very careful in the money department because it can get a little bit erratic because we're trying to conquer a place, or we're trying to conquer this idea that we are following our dreams. The sun is is in Pisces, so we want to make sure that we are the first, that we get that that class, that place in that workshop, in that class. So we are making sure that we are the first and that we shore a place, and being the first in conquering what we are dreaming of. Okay, so with no further ado, let's jump into this second round. So I'm going to start with Aries, of course. So Venus in Aries, to all the Arians, so sorry, to all the Aries to all the Aries, this placement falls on your first house. So this is the energy of the Emperor, and I've chose the Emperor, of course. Okay, this is the energy of feeling good about your energy, feeling good about your vitality, your independence, your intuition, about what the things that you have to follow. So I also chose the initiate and the first step. The first step. So but if there's something even if it's something that you want to invest because the Venus is in your first house, or you want to start a relationship with someone, you're going to feel really confident about it. You're going to feel that this is the time for you to invest in something. So that's it, the first step. This is the time for your first step and for you to follow your gut. If you think too much in this, you're going to just, the moment is going to pass you by. Okay. So the second one is Taurus, and this placement falls on your 12th house. And because of that, I could have chosen the moon, but I decided to choose the high priestess because it is connected to the 12th house, but because Venus is in Aries, is also about, not only intuition, but your sexuality, your dreams. And because the high priestess is usually connected as well with this kind of, intuitive force and creative force and sexuality as well. Okay. Because we have the pomegranates. I felt this is a time for you because it falls on your 12th house. Is a time for transformation and is a time for inspiration as well. So if you have a diary, or you perhaps, I don't know if you usually if you draw or even write would be, the answer, because for Taurus, the high priestess is all about channeling your dreams and, translating them into images or words. Okay, now it's time for you to capture perhaps something, that is hidden underneath, or perhaps you're making sense of your desire for someone, of for something. Okay, so this is your energy. Following that energy, we have Gemini. And Gemini, this Venus is going to fall on your 11th house. So I chose the star, okay? The star is Aquarius. It is this energy that is all about not only friendships, but connections, okay? It's all about connections and networking and following your dreams. So I chose the revolution, that is 14. 1 plus 4 is number 5, and les autres, the others. Okay, so I have this energy of making a connection with other people. I think that, right now there are so many things that are happening in your life, because right now Mars is still in Gemini. So throughout all the 2023, this year, you're going to feel this vital energy. And Mars being in here, and then Venus in Aries being in here, you're feeling this vitality. And in the 11th house, you're being highly magnetic, and you're doing everything to connect to other people and to follow and pursue your dreams. So this is amazing for work. I cannot stress enough. And, it's not only work, it's the 11th house. It's your calling, okay? So you're doing every single thing that you can to achieve your dreams right now. So after this, we have Cancer. And Cancer, just like Gemini, 2023, it's all about this energy of Aries, okay? Right now, we are, we're seeing the, the silver lining. We are not even there because we haven't arrived in, Aries season, but we almost, we can touch it, we can almost taste it. So I've chosen the 6 of Wands. This is victory, okay? Because Venus is following on your it's falling on your 10th house. So I think that if you have anything that's, going, if it's not going okay in your job, you're going to change it, or you're going to be, you're going to prove other people wrong. Okay, so I have this earth, the card of the earth, and travail, the job, the work. Okay, I think that you're going to feel that, or you have to change your job, or you're trying to conquer something, or to prove something or someone that they are wrong in your job, or you're going to be, be more accomplished, or you're going to get a promotion. This is the time, okay? Because it's all aligned. Jupiter, Venus, and the moon, it's all aligned for you, or to change your job into something that's going to be an absolute success, or to prove someone wrong in your workplace. Okay, But whatever you do, you're going to be successful. So do not forget it. Okay. So this is for Cancer. The next one is Leo. And Leo, Venus is in Aries is going to fall on your ninth house. So it's expansion, it's Sagittarius energy. So I've chosen something that is connected with its ruler, that is Jupiter. So I've chosen the Wheel of Fortune. And for me, the Wheel of Fortune is about something unexpected that you feel that it should happen in your life. And I think it's going to happen because Leo is a fire energy as well as Aries. So I've chosen two other cards: Le Voyage, the travels, and Les Études, the studies. Okay, so the ninth house is connected to explore, to philosophy, to studies, to expand our dimension and the things that we think and feel. So but I feel this really urgency in you to be in another place, in another time, and feel and experience other people, and being connected to people all over the world, or people with um, different points of view, or different cultures, and or even religions. I know, and I feel that you want to be in touch with the most exotic points of view and perspectives. So I think it's going to happen is this really amazing and energy that is connected to everything that is unexpected. Okay, so this is the Wheel of Fortune for you guys. Okay, because it's fallen on your ninth house, and this is the studies. Perhaps you're going to back to school, or you're teaching children, it could be as well, or you're going to travel. Even if it's something that it's not connected with the ninth house, it's connected perhaps with the third house, and it's something that is short lived, or it's not, it doesn't take you, if you're not leaving your own country and you're making these small trips. But it's also, even if you're staying in the same place, I'm recalling this amazing CD by what is his name? um I'm forgetting his name. Traveling Without Moving, Jamiroquai. Even if it is like that, it's also a trip. Okay, and a good one. So after that we have Virgo. And boy, Virgo, this Venus and almost every single placement right now is falling on your eighth house. So you're feeling this with great depthness. The moon is, your sun is in opposition, and you're feeling you're feeling really this deeply, in spite of, Venus is in Aries, it's not the opposite sign, but it's falling on your eighth house. And the eighth house is all about birth and death, um, and sex, and everything that you can give and take from another person. And it's kind of an abstract energy, because it's all about transformation, it's all about change. So I've chosen this Two of Pentacles because I feel that you have a lot on your plate right now. It's this you're trying to figure out your emotions, and try to place yourself in your own life. So I've chosen as well this energy of the changes. And you have this element of Pisces and water in here, and power, because the eighth house is all about power as well. So perhaps this Two of Pentacles for me is you yourself trying to figure out where um, where is your personal power. Because if Aries is about individuality, you're trying to figure out what what gives me power, What is it? My professional life? Is my personal life? Is my one of my hobbies? Is it myself? Besides all of this, all the things that we try to invest. So I think you are trying to make sense of yourself. You're trying to make sense of your personal power. Where is it? Okay. How or when do you feel powerful? Okay, dear Virgos, when do you feel powerful? Is doing what? Okay, but there are so many things changing. Perhaps what you feel powerful doing right now is not the same as it used to be a month ago. Okay, so the next we have Libra, and this is falling on your seventh house, so your descendants. Okay, your descendant, it's all about partnerships. So I'm feeling this is quite activated right now. This is all about partnerships. It's all about relationships, emotion, expansion, value. There are people, amazing people all around you, and they are valuing you and they are working with you. So for me, it's not going to be a surprise if you fall in love, or if there's some kind of competition going on around you. Perhaps you figure out a way to enter, going into competition, or being really forceful in your, because strength is all about tenacity, is all about being resistant and fighting for your values and fighting for your passions. So right now, Libra, you are in your element, because the seventh house is all about you, and you're feeling this fire, and you're being called to be more warrior. Okay, you're being a warrior, and you're going to feel this even more, because in July we're going to have this amazing this amazing change, and the north node is going to move from Taurus into Aries, and the south node is going to be in your sun, in your placement in Libra. But besides that, we're going to have before we're going to have a solar eclipse in Aries, and this is going to fall as well on your seventh house, and you're going to be called to be more of an individualist, of a warrior, of a fighter. You're going to be fighting for what you believe, okay, and to be more independent and forceful in your own life. Okay, so you are attracting other people as well with this energy. Okay, so there's no looking back now. Moving on, we have Scorpio, and we have this amazing card. I just love this card because it always reminds me of the song by Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Into the Great Wide Open. Completely. For me, this card is Into the Great Wide Open. Even if it says a rebel without a clue, I don't feel that way. I feel that the Three of Wands, it's recalling what the great things that we already have done, and we are looking forwards. We're not only looking into our past, we're looking forward, what we are going to conquer. And this Venus, all this energy, Jupiter, Moon, and Venus is falling on your sixth house. Okay, and sixth house is all about vitality, is about work. So perhaps you are evolving a lot. I could have put in here a Seven of Pentacles as well, because perhaps, but Three of Wands has this, into the great wide open. We are also waiting perhaps for some ships to come in. So you are in this energy of progression. We have this card of progression, but also of trying to figure out your vitality by the things that you eat, by your habits, and by your own routine. You're trying to figure out, what should I do next, what is my job, the things that I want to do, what should I want to conquer, because it's this energy of Aries, and you want to conquer, and you want to prove yourself in every single thing that you decide to do, whether it is I don't know, a hobby or exercise or doing more exercise or starting, a new job. You want to prove yourself in every single aspect, okay? So health is on the table, being healthy and be vital and having a lot of energy to do everything that you want to accomplish. But right now you are looking into the great wide open. Perhaps you're already doing all the things that you want to and doing this checklist because this is Virgo energy. Even if you have a Virgo in the sixth house, or a Venus in sixth house, or a Virgo or a Venus in Virgo, you're feeling this in with much more intensity. But this is progression, in your job, in the things that you want to do. So Godspeed. After this, we have Sagittarius, and I'm loving this energy because it's all about romance, and sexuality and recreation and creating things. So if you are a creator, and even if you're not, you're having this new beginning, okay? This can mean a lot of things. It can mean that you are starting a relationship with someone, just like, Libra, but Libra, I feel that is more about yourselves, okay? Librans are they are more focused on themselves, but you are also focused on yourself, in your pleasure, in the things that you know that gives you pleasure. But this is so focused on having a kid, having a child, building a family, falling in love, and creating things. So here you have the Ace of Cups. Because this is all connected to sexuality, I decided to choose La Convoitise, the lust, and Les Arts, the arts. Okay, so this is all in the domains of the fifth house. In Sagittarius, you're starting brand new. You're feeling this energy, this fire energy. You and Leo, you are feeling this with much intensity. It's being an amazing time for you to feel beautiful, for you to be provocative with the things that you're creating, with the paths that you are seeking, because the Ace of Cups is not only a new emotional start, is a family, is a heart, is creating something that's provocative. If you are creating art, if you are an artist, you are celebrating your rebel spirit by creating something unique, okay? So after that, I've chosen uh, this card in particular for Capricorn. So we have the moon for Capricorn. It's quite amazing. Was the card that I was going to choose for Taurus placements, but because this Venus in the second house and Jupiter is in the second house and moon, it's all, it's not in the second house, sorry, it's on the fourth house. So Venus fourth house, Jupiter fourth house, moon fourth house. This is all falling on your fourth house. So you might be, or you might feel that you are inside a cocoon right now. The things that you are connected right now is your family, your closest friends, your mother, your grandmother, and your ancestors. So right now you are honoring the emotions and the feelings that you have for them with this moon card. The moon card also symbolizes Pisces. So this might have been a really emotional beginning. You bought a new house, or you decided to make some changes, and or you decided to clean, make this springtime cleaning, I don't know. So I've chose for you not only attachment but the house as well. So perhaps you are trying to figure out what makes you happy inside your family, what makes sense to you, what gives you pleasure. Perhaps you're digging up in your family photography albums. perhaps you are being inspired by someone that you never knew, while perhaps a grandmother or a grandfather that you didn't get to meet. Perhaps you are getting inside someone's shoes, like literally, and experiencing the world in their eyes, and try to figure out what they felt in the past. And perhaps you're trying to make sense of something, and as well forgiving. It's all about your family and the space, and perhaps you're feeling quite comfortable for the first time inside your own house because it feels like home. Okay, so after this we have Aquarius, and with Aquarius I've chosen the Prince of Wands. Okay, this is Wands, but it feels like also almost a Prince of Cups or Hearts, whatever you want to call it. This Prince of Wands is a heartbreaker, is a charmer, and sometimes he only pays attention to his dreams, his feelings, his desires. And right now, I don't feel that Aquarius is completely this Prince of Wands, but you are expressing so much into the world. You are expressing what you want to see in the world. You are expressing the things that you value. So I think you're going to receive an amazing message, or a download, an insight, or several insights into your intuition. And you must you see this message and the guide. This is the other one that I've chosen for you. This is like a very Sagittarian card, but it's so connected to the message that you want to pass into the world. I think you're feeling in the things that I'm feeling is that you are, it's a little bit abstract because we are on the verge of Pluto get into your first house. So I'm feeling this, a major amount of downloads and information. You're trying to take everything in, because for you, everything is urgent right now. For Aquarians, everything is getting really urgent. There's this sense of urgency of changing the world and doing things for the better and fighting for people. So you're being this messenger. You're receiving quite an amount of information from several, in several ways, and from several people, and even from spirit. And then and yes, you're being well guided, because in spite of Aquarius being really logical, we have this Mercury in Aquarius, we have this Sun in Pisces, and Saturn is almost in Pisces. So we are asked to be really logical, intuitive at the same time. Okay, it's not trying to divide anything. We are connecting everything. So you are this man having all these downloads, or do you see all this information? That is you. Okay, so I decided to I chose this card more connected to the image that Rorik drew, that with the meaning and the symbology that is connected to the Prince of Wands. Okay, so that's it. And last but not least, we have Pisces, and everything is falling on your second house, in our second house. So I've chosen the Empress because we are kind of feeling ourselves. It's just like me, myself, and I is all I got in the end. A little bit like that. It's like we are feeling, I'm me, myself, and I'm starting to feel this Saturn energy, running through my veins, and try to organize everything, and trying to give things and people names, and places in my life. So I've guessed this this energy of Venus in Aries falling on my second house and in the second house of every single Piscean, sorry, it's a very welcome. It's very welcome because we are needing to be more consistent, being more responsible, less dreamy, and more more assertive and more confident of our own talents and of our own worth. Okay, so this is all about worth. And of course we're having expansion. This is the gift, le cadeau, and this is abundance. So wherever it's happening in your own life already, I see expansion, I see growth. Okay, so don't stop whatever you're doing, just keep going. Okay, so this is all for now. I'm going to bring you more news connected to March, the next month, and of course the almost amazing, almost now they're all about to happen, but we can already feel them. It's like Pluto entering in Aquarius and Saturn entering in Pisces, and March is going to be really really important. So stay tuned for more information. I hope this has elucidated and educated and entertained you all at the same time. Many kisses to you all, and now as well, and every single time as well. No, every single time I say this, it's so funny because I've been saying this for the last 3 years, and it never gets old. Over and out.